Alrighty, this begins our review of linear equations. We're going to take it from the beginning, all the way from the coordinate plane onward. All right, the review of the coordinate plane. It has four parts basically. We have the x-axis, we have the y-axis. Origin is 0, 0. We have four quadrants: quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Notice how they go counterclockwise. All right, plotting points. Okay. Remember, when plotting points, you always start near at the origin. Okay. You either go left or right. If the x-coordinate is negative, you go left. If it's positive, you go right. You go up if the y-coordinate is positive, or down if the y-coordinate is negative. We're going to plot 4 points. First point that we plot is A3 minus 4. So moved over 3 to the right and then down 4. B is over 5 and up 6. C is over -4 and then up 5. And D is over -7 down -5. Okay. All right. Slope. Slope is the ratio of the vertical rise to the horizontal run between any 2 points on a line, usually referred to as rise over run. So here we have a line. So the slope triangle between 2 points. Notice that the slope triangle can be drawn two different ways. Remember, it is always y over x. Okay, so in this first case, we come down 10. Rise is -10 because we went down 10. Run is -6 because we went to the left. The slope in this case is -10 over -6, which simplifies to 5/3. Okay, we can do this another way. We could rise 10 as you go up 10. Okay, run 6 because we went to the right. So the slope in this case is 10 over 6, which is equal to 5/3. Okay. The formula for finding slope, when you know 2 points of a line, so you have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. So remember, it's again rise over run. You must take your y coordinates, subtract them from each other, and divide them by the x coordinates subtracted by each other. Let's take a look at a quick example. We're going to find the slope of the line between the 2 points, -4, 8, and 10, -4. Sometimes it helps to label the points x1, y1, x2, and y2. Okay, then we're going to use the formula for rise over run, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to substitute into the formula. Please notice the x2, the 10 is where it's at, and then for y2, where the -4 is at. Okay, once all of the numbers are in the correct position, all we do is simplify. Notice that this is a negative slope, which means it will be decreasing. Okay, x and y intercepts. Remember, the x-intercept is the x-coordinate of a point where the graph crosses the x-axis, and the y-intercept is the y-coordinate of a point where the graph crosses the y-axis. Okay, so on this graph, the x-intercept is 4, and so it's located at the point 4, 0. The y-intercept is 3 and is located at the point 0, 3. Okay, slope-intercept form of a line. The slope-intercept form of a line is y is equal to mx plus b, where m represents the slope of the line and b represents the y-intercept. When an equation is in the slope-intercept form, the y is always on one side by itself. It cannot be there cannot be more than one y either, so always one y. If a line is not in slope-intercept form, then we must solve for y to get it there. So here we have some examples. The examples on the left are all in the slope-intercept formula. Notice y equals 3x minus 5, y equals negative 2x plus 10, y equals negative 0.5x minus 2. The other side is not in slope-intercept form. In fact, they are in what we call, well, not all of them are in standard form. Okay, so for this first one, y minus x equals 10, to put it into the slope-intercept form, we're going to add x to both sides. So we get y equals x plus 10. And the second one, where 2y minus 8 equals 6x, to put it into slope-intercept form, we're going to add 8 to both sides, then divide by 2, and this would give us y equals 3x plus 4. Okay, we're going to put y plus 4 equals 2x into the slope-intercept form. And again, all we have to do is subtract 4 from both sides, and we would get y equals 2x minus 4. Okay, graphing lines. In order to graph lines, we can either make a table. So we have y equals 3x plus 2. Okay. Um, you would input in the x values -2, and output would be -4. Put in a 0, output would be 2. Put in a 1, the output would be 5. Okay, so we have 3 points, and we're going to graph those 3 points. Okay, and we graph those, and then we just draw a line. Make sure your line covers the graph and has arrows on both ends. Be sure to use a ruler. Okay. However, there's another way to graph these without having to do a table. If your equation is in the slope-intercept form, you need to identify the slope and the y-intercept. We're going to then plot the y-intercept. And from the y-intercept, we'll use the slope to get another point to draw the line. So in this case, again, we're going to do the graph y equals 3x plus 2. What is our slope? Slope is 3. So we're going to start at the y-intercept of 2, okay? And then from there, we're going to rise 3 and go over 1 to get the second point, and then we can just draw our line, okay? See how easy that is? By using the y-intercept and the slope, we can get our 2 points to draw any line. Finding the equation of a line given 2 points. Okay, we can do this by, let's say we're given an equation, or we're given 2 points for an equation, 2, 5, and -2, -3. We're going to find the slope between these 2 points. So we take our values, -3, -5, and we divide it by -2, -2. So we get -8 over -4, which means the slope is 2. We plug in the slope on the slope-intercept form, y equals 2x plus b, but we still have to solve for b. We can pick any of the points. In this example, we'll pick 2, 5, and plug the 2 in for the x and the 5 in for the y, and then we will solve for b, and b equals 1. So then we can rewrite the final form as y equals 2x plus 1. So this is one of the easiest ways to solve for the y-intercept formula for an equation when they just give you 2 points. Okay, in summary, the algebra way is if given the slope and the point on a line, substitute the slope into the slope-intercept form, and then use the point to plug in for x and y. And then you find b, and then you can rewrite your equation. If you are given a graph, there's three ways of finding your equation. One way is to find 2 points on the line, find the slope, then use one of those 2 points to find the slope-intercept form. Another way would be to find the slope and then pick a point and use, again, your method to find b and then rewrite your equation. The third method would be to find the slope and the y-intercept and then just plug them directly into the equation y equals mx plus b. So that is the review for linear equations. I hope you have found this helpful. Thank you very much.